What's going on, guys? It is MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I'm going to be going over a couple things. The first thing is going to be pretty brief. It's going to be, as we know, there's a fusion coming up. So I'm going to show you guys which rares you need to fuse the epics in case you don't have the epic champions ready. As mentioned before, well, I'll go over all the epics and rares in a second. And the second part of this video is going to be going back to the video that I made about the potential future of duplicate legendaries with the hero parts. And I'm going to share a little bit more information with you today to kind of hash things out. Obviously, before I start this video, I want you to know that outside of the fusion stuff, as always, all of this information is subject to change, so don't take it word for word. As we've seen in the past, Plarium can change things like they did with the Tag Team Arena, Clan Wars, all of that good stuff. So all of this stuff can be changed. So I'm going to show you what they're up to now, what the direction of it is at the moment, and we can discuss further. So let's get right into the first part, which is going to be the fusions and what we should be looking at. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is what should you have ready for tomorrow's fusion. As we can see, and as I mentioned before in my Discord, we have Bushi, we have Bonekeeper, we have Necro Hunter, as well as Basher for the epic champions that we're going to be fusing today. And the rares on the bottom, I really don't know all of the rares names, but you can kind of take a look at which rares are going to be what. They do have the numbers there that probably wouldn't apply to you since you don't have the champion sheet. However, this is a pretty quick rundown of who you're going to need. As we can see, Stitch Beast here. Let me see how many I can... Stitch Beast, I think we have Fellhound, maybe. We have Fleshmonger, Anointed, War Chanter, Steadfast Marshal. I could be butchering all of this. I don't really know. I mean, how I do it personally is we have the guy with the mask, we have the girl, we have the orc from Lord of the Rings, we have the skeleton dude, we have the void knight, we have the bald guy, Stu Gaming, we have the Fellhound guy, we have the piggy, we have the good looking guy, we have the dwarf, I think this is Beast Wrestler, we have the Ogren, red dude, we have the other guy with the mask, we have the crossbow guy with the Stitch Beast that we talked about, we have another crossbow guy, and we have the, kind of looks like a green thumb, he's like an ogre dude. So this is how I classify these champions. Obviously you guys will have a much better time looking at the pictures, going to the index, figuring out exactly who these champions are. I'm not going to give you all the information. Yes, I'm lazy, sorry about that, but just having some fun with it. That's how I label these guys. So as you can see, if you want to pre-prepare, see what you have for the fusion, this is the information you need right here. Make sure you're all set. As mentioned before, I'm going to be doing a fusion guide, testing the champion as well as I can, getting that video out to you guys. So I look forward to doing that. Hopefully you do as well, to let you see first if this is going to be worth it. So one thing I would consider you do, see if you have these champions, maybe get them to 4-star. You can use them as food, but don't fully invest in sending them just yet. I would wait for either my video, a bunch of videos to come out, see where you can really use this legendary fusion first before jumping to any decisions, especially if you're low on resources. If you have the resources, if you normally spend money, definitely go for the fusion. There's literally zero reason not to go for a fusion if you have the means to fuse a legendary. So that's where I stand on that. Now let's get to the next point of the video, which is probably the more important part of the video. So I did show you the first video that talked about pretty much the, what did I call them? The hero parts. Okay, so hero parts have now been shifted further into cards. These cards are going to be champion specific. So as we can see, we have Arbiter at 100 out of 100 cards ready to be summoned. However, Folly, Torment, and Dark Eighth will have 0 out of 100 cards. So the deal with this is all of these cards are champion specific. So it's not going to be you get 100 cards, you can use them for any legendary you want. It's going to be, each card is going to be specific to that champion, making it a little bit harder to get, but I still think this is a step in the right direction. It's separate from a fusion. It's another way to get Legendaries, and now the big question everyone's going to ask, MurderInc, where do we get these cards? So as much as I'd love to tell you this is going to be free to play, easy to get, unfortunately that is not going to be the case. However, it's going to pretty much align with everything we have now. It's just going to increase the value of rewards, so you can expect these cards as of now, obviously subject to change, from events, from tournaments, as well as in-store purchases. Obviously everything in this game, you're going to have a chance to buy them with money. Why would they not do that? That would be unfortunate and foolish of them. Now, as far as these specific legendaries go, there was no indication that this is actually what's going to release with these hero cards. Lots of things can change here, and I think it's a pretty obvious example of it wouldn't be smart or in their best interest to have Arbiter be available for these cards, since you do need the Arbiter for the Arbiter mission, and that would completely rule out even attempting the mission, because who wants a second Arbiter unless you're trying to be competitive in somewhere like 3v3 Arena, or if you want an Arena Arbiter and a Dungeon Arbiter, Clan Boss Arbiter, so on and so forth. So I think this is really cool for the game. I think this has a lot of potential. I think they have to be careful with which champions they pick. I also think that maybe it should be, I don't want to say a rotating schedule, because obviously these cards are going to be rather difficult to get, as they should be, since Legendary Champions shouldn't be given to everybody. They would absolutely kill the game if they let everyone have all of the legendaries. No one would be playing anymore and there'd be no purpose. So that's kind of where I stand on the whole make everything easy, let everyone get champions. That's exactly how you kill a game. We've seen it in many other games. So that's my take on that so far. I think this is a really good system, but as mentioned, I think they have to be rather careful on which legendaries they allow. And I think having 3 available at the same time, depending on how many you can get from events and tournaments and all the other places you can get them, I think they have to be careful on which legendaries they choose to be able to summon, I guess, from these cards. If they release too many, so right here they have 3. In my opinion, 3 is too many. So getting a card is going to be a random card, or it can be a specific card to the event. Hopefully they don't make it random, they make it specific, so you don't end up with 200 Arbiter cards and 5 Folly cards. That would be awful. And the thing is, you can actually keep getting cards for the same champion. So this is an unlimited thing once the champion's available. I don't know if this is going to be permanent. I don't know if it's going to be a limited time. But if you get enough cards for a champion, you can actually just keep summoning them over and over again, which also can prove to be difficult when looking at something like a duplicate system. So why wouldn't you just save up all the cards, use it on the same champion 5 times, so now you have 5 duplicates, and you can use that to whatever system they eventually introduce for that. So they definitely have to approach this in a very careful and sensitive way, so they don't mess anything up going forward in the future. But as I said before, in my opinion, I think this is a really cool step forward. Another way to get legendaries, kind of like fusions, where we're specifically targeting a legendary. So that definitely adds that quality life factor there. Obviously, as mentioned before, it's not going to be easy to get the cards, nor should it be. But I kind of want to get your guys' feedback. I have my own feedback, but I don't really want to share my full opinion on it. I want to hear from you guys. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this, now that this is kind of a more polished version of the first video that I launched about the duplicate legendaries. So it's still very possible that all of this ties together with the future duplicate system. So even if this has nothing to do with the specific duplicate system, it's still going to directly affect it. As mentioned before, these champions as of now are not limited to 1 per summon. So there's lots of opportunities to summon multiple champions, which can definitely prove a problem down the line. As I mentioned before, summoning 10 arbiters, using that to your advantage to use whatever duplicate system they put into place to get increased rewards based on what we have here. So I'm looking for your guys' feedback. What do you think about this? You think this is good? You think this is bad? Obviously it can change. What changes would you as the player like to see to a system like this before it goes live? As mentioned before, don't look at the specific legendaries. Look at the concept here. It says significantly shifted from the first video I did and how they changed it there. This can definitely be changed again. They read some of the feedback you guys had from that video, and they're still incorporating all of this together. So take your time, think about it, leave a worthy comment, and I guess we'll see what they do next. This has no ETA on when it's going to be ready. This has no ETA on when it's actually going to be launched. So this is going to be pretty interesting going forward to see what they actually do with this. This is a step in the right direction as long as they make sure they carefully plan this and they consider all of the effects this can have down the line towards any type of duplicate system. So that's kind of where I stand on this. My hopes aren't getting too high about this because I think they really have to focus and make sure that they get this right. Alright guys, so that is my video today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I look forward to sharing any other information that I get about this type of stuff for you guys. So as always, if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And I will see you all in the Fusion Guide upload that I do. Maybe I'll stream some of it live on my Twitch to kind of show you my process on testing champions. But until then, I will see you next time.